With the steam calming, how about?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, look, them boys, look. 3, ain't no pressure. We nice, we the best. You know what it is. Will, don't
pressure.
overthink this. Don't overthink this.
Yeah, you're right. 5. I'm gonna say that. 5.
Overthink.
Let's not overthink it.
Last
5. No, Philadelphia Eagles are under huge pressure, because they're seen as a great team. If you think that this fan base is just going to be like, okay, yeah, we won a Super Bowl, they're going to want more with that, and the media is going to be like, look how great this team is, look how great this roster is, look how much they beat and humiliated the Kansas City Chiefs, and how they dominated the Washington Commanders in the NFC Championship game, and you got Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, Devontae, and this O-line and this defense, and on and on and on and on and on we go. The pressure is to kind of get back there and to play great and to be great. That's how it works. That's why a team like the Philadelphia Eagles over the last 25 years is second to only the New England Patriots in playoff wins, and they've been to more Super Bowls than Dak Prescott has playoff wins since he was drafted. There is that pressure to perform and to compete. Now, to be fair, the way how I see the Philadelphia Eagles is, and I think this is also bears out how even the offseason has unfolded, is it's not about going all in to win this next year to repeat. We got to repeat. We got to three-peat. Like, that's not the way I see it. I see it as very much, like I always talk about, a 3-year line. It's like, I look at this team where it's like the goal is to now try to win another Super Bowl within the next 3 years. That when you're looking at this roster, when you're looking at the key pieces that you have, and when you have to pay them or you've already paid them, whatever it may be, it's like you have another 3 years, ideally, around of true prime of AJ, Devontae, Saquon, Jalen, where, like, you know, and again, it's not to say that after those 3 years, like, all of those guys, because they're all different ages, that they're all are no longer in their prime, but it's like, it would be pretty stunning within the next year or two. You're like, man, AJ, he's just not the same. And Devontae, he's looking slow out there. Like, he just doesn't feel like that should be the case. And, you know, again, Saquon will eventually drop off one day. I mean, you know, that's going to happen, and so will AJ. And Dallas Goedert's like kind of loosely in that process, and Lane Johnson, you know, like there's things that are going to have to evolve and change. And so that's why I look at it on this 2-3 years. But like, I do believe that the Eagles are very much, it's like the expectations are NFC Championship game, Super Bowl, right? Like that's the floor that this team always strives for. But again, to be fair, it's not like you're going to reach that every single. You're not going to reach NFC Championship game, Super Bowl year after year after year after year, and that's okay. But that can still be what the expectations are. So I think there's always pressure in Philadelphia. I mean, I really do. I really do. And so it makes sense to me. And considering that you won the Super Bowl, it's not like, oh, you won the Super Bowl, everything's all good. It's like, no, you won the Super Bowl, you dominated, which then therefore means you should be a great team this year. So if we think you're a great team this year, we're not going to be okay with you coming up short. Like, we're, you know, like, it's like, if people believe that the Philadelphia Eagles are a top team in the NFL again, if they're favored, I think they're technically favored to win the Super Bowl again. It's like, all right, you're favored, you better do it, right? Like, there's no excuses. Jalen Hurts is amazing, Super Bowl MVP, Saquon, AJ, Devontae, etc., etc. Go out and get it, man. Go out and get it. And Fangio also talked about that. He's not going to coach forever. And I think he's an unbelievable defensive coordinator. And the Philadelphia Eagles fans know firsthand how rough it is when you don't have good coordinators. So I feel like the Eagles are the one fan base that I don't have to convince the importance of coaching and coordinating. Everyone else, I seemingly have to like plead with fans. We're like, no, it doesn't matter. Dan Campbell, he's got the coordinators figured out. And it's like, okay, whatever you say. And so it's just like, I feel like Eagles fans don't need that education. They got such a front row seat into all of that and just how much things can change. And so, yeah, you want to maximize what you have there. You got to figure out, you know, and hopefully the coordinator who they hired offensively is the man for the job. You don't know. They were confident that that was the case in 23, and it just did not happen very well. But But maybe you got a little Golden State Warriors action here where they could have won the finals against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. But things took a little bit of a turn. Draymond Green getting suspended, got a little messy, which then directly led to them getting Kevin Durant, which then directly led to 2 more titles. And should have been a third, but then they got decimated with injuries. They would have three-peat. And then, quite frankly, if they three-peated, there's a great reason to believe that KD would have stayed there, because then they could have gone for an historic 4-peat. And so maybe having that disaster of 23 where everything kind of fell apart, well, you know, if they won that Super Bowl, if things were great, if they got to an NFC Championship game or got to a Super Bowl and lost, who knows if they go out and get Saquon Barkley. We know they would have technically drafted at a different order because they would have, they would have won more game. They would have, gotten further, and they wouldn't have been able to get Cooper DeJean. And based on when their season ended, I don't know if they would have been able to maybe get Fangio and Kellen. Like everything needed to unfold exactly how it did. That's how it works, man. You've all seen the MCU, so. Yeah, I think there's just no way. I interact with the Philadelphia Eagles fans all the time in this comment section, man, and I just don't think that they're just like, yeah, no pressure. We won last year. We're good. Like that's from someone who played for Philly. Like, man, you don't really seem to know Philly. Like, I don't understand. I think Donovan McNabb said it best like a decade ago at this point. Maybe it was longer than that because it was about Chip Kelly. And he was just like, he's got to win playoff game. I mean, because he was having success. He was, but he was just like, he's going to be, McNabb said on like a radio show or something where he was like, he's going to get fired if he doesn't win playoff games. Like in Philly, it's all about winning playoff games. If you don't win playoff games, you're out of there. And again, McNabb obviously, had his share of experience in Philly. And then I remember when Chip Kelly got fired, he was just like, I told you so. So I think the pressure is always on in Philadelphia. There is just no putting your feet up and just feeling good about it and saying, nah, we got 2, we're good. It's like, no, they want to win again and again and again and again and again. That's why they make the decisions that they make. That's why they're very balanced with making decisions that feel like they're all in this year, but yet they somehow still leave the runway for them to still grow, evolve, and make crucial decisions going into the future. And that's what I think this balance was. That's why I said when we were entering the draft and free agency, I kept saying, like, it's not about, because people were like, oh, well, we're going to lose this player and that player. And, and it's just like, it's not about going back to back. It's really not. I look at the Eagles and say, what decision are you, Howie, like, what decision are you making today to win a Super Bowl within these next 2-3 years? That, to me, is what makes the most logical sense, rather than this just, we got to keep winning, we got to keep winning, we got to keep winning. But with still the understanding of that the pressure is still to win. So it's not an easy situation to be in. I mean, that's, might not be always sunny in Philly, but it's always something in Philly. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles? Do you really believe that there is no pressure to win on the Philadelphia Eagles? I mean, I just can't see that happening. But let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're all on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.